Thy calf, O Samaria, hath cast thee off. Mine anger is kindled against them. How long will it be ere they attain to innocency? Hosea 8:5. Samaria's golden calf is nothing more than the idle imaginal image you have fashioned to comfort your vanity, and like every image born of flesh, it rejects the life you crave. Thy calf hath cast thee off is the voice of your own lesser self, calling out that your false security can no longer sustain you. Feel in your breast the fire of divine indignation. This is not an external wrath, but the quickening of your own spirit demanding that you act. For how long will you linger by the pond's shore, sipping water truth after water truth, without ever tasting the vintage of your own imagining? God's anger is simply the imperative that you cease to swim in borrowed symbols and begin now to ferment the wine of your own creative vision. Innocency, that pure state in which you and the Word become one, cannot come to you by passive belief alone. It is born the instant you decide to enact the unseen drama within. See yourself freed from the asinine devotion to old idols. Let the golden calf fall silent. In its place, raise the living image of what you truly desire. Feel its contours, dwell in its harmony, speak its name in the secret chambers of your heart. Here, in that act of inner decision, you stand in the divine council before El Shaddai and infinite love, and you hear the clarion, time to act. No longer defer the birth of your vision. By the simple act of imagining yourself innocent, secure, and crowned with peace, you invoke the power through which all things in heaven and earth are made. Until then, your faith remains a half-breath, but when you move upon your own word with the urgency of one fleeing fire, your imaginal deed becomes the seed of reality. Cast off the calf, put the wine to your lips, be God to your own world, and see how swiftly the promise is made flesh. This single line, "Thy calf, O Samaria, hath cast thee off," is not about a golden idol in ancient Israel, but about a state of consciousness. The calf symbolizes any outer, sensate belief or habit we have mistaken for our true self. Samaria's worship of the calf represents the human mind entranced by appearances, by the ego's small voice, instead of abiding in our inner divine center. When we identify with this false self, it alienates us from our own higher consciousness, casts us off. First, learn to see idolatry as simply misplaced attention. When you continue to fix your gaze on outward circumstances, the golden calf, you feed that form with your energy, making it appear real. Then an inner reckoning, a form of divine judgment, awakens within you, revealing the emptiness at its core. In this awakening, you recognize that what once held your devotion cannot truly satisfy the deepest longing of your being. Finally, by consciously shifting your imaginative attention inward toward the unseen divine reality, you reverse the entire process. The act of casting off the idol thus becomes a sacred invitation to realign your belief with the infinite source from which all creation flows. In this teaching, we discover that our deepest power lies in choosing where to rest our awareness. When you recognize the pull of outer illusions, you have the freedom to withdraw your attention and turn inward toward the unseen divine reality. In that simple act of inner assumption, you speak the creative word "I am," and in doing so, you give birth to a new state of consciousness. The moment you set aside the golden calf of illusion, you quietly reclaim your rightful place within the divine council of awareness. From that elevated seat, you realize that true authority always resides within, and no outer circumstance can ever diminish the sovereignty you have lovingly assumed. Begin by turning inward and gently identifying the calf you keep nourishing, the repetitive worry, habit, or belief that demands your attention. In a clear moment of stillness, allow yourself to observe this hollow presence and recognize its inherent barrenness. Understanding that it can never truly satisfy is your inner judgment at work. Then shift your focus toward the outcome you most desire, imagining it as already fully real and soaking in that experience until it resonates in every fiber of your being. Resting quietly in that sensation, you enact a secret but profound act of faith. Persist in this inner occupation without allowing external circumstances to sway you. And as you faithfully maintain this elevated scene, the outer world will naturally begin to mirror your vision. By seeing the calf for what it is and daring to dwell in the unseen realm, you reclaim innocence and step into your divine creative birthright, transforming imagination into tangible reality.